listening to Pet Candy.
You are listening to Pet Candy Magazine. Welcome to the world of Pet Candy by Dr. Jill Lopez. I remember exactly when I first got to know Texas A&M veterinary student Yamilex Lexi Rodriguez, who graces our cover this month. I was writing an article about inspirational veterinary professionals under 30, and a friend forwarded her profile to me for consideration. Within seconds, I knew I found the right person to feature. Lexi and I exchanged emails and spoke on the phone several times. We talked about veterinary school challenges during the pandemic, her aspirations to be a zoo veterinarian, and her passion for competitive bodybuilding. Since then, I have gotten to know this amazing woman even more. She is genuine and sweet and grounded in faith and family. Her positivity always brings a smile to my face. I hope you enjoy her story as much as I have. We also have other great content in this issue, including some updates on nasty ticks and why your dog needs doggy daycare ASAP. As editor-in-chief, I would like to thank my assistant editor, Shannon Gregoire, and our amazing writers, who bring their expertise to this endeavor. They have all made this issue possible, and I hope you enjoy it.
We'll be right back with more Pet Candy.
Hi, this is Shay, and I want to tell you about my new show on Pet Candy, Cooking with Shay. I make vegan eating easy and fun. Check it out on Pet Candy TV.
How Texas A&M vet student Yamilex Rodriguez lets her confidence shine by A.M. Kuska. Veterinary medicine is, at its core, about optimizing the health of an animal's body. One enterprising vet student has taken it a step further and is as focused on human health as she is on animal health, especially her own. Yamilex Lexi Rodriguez's day usually begins with a mellow cup of chamomile tea. Most of her days are very full, so that cup of tea starts early in the morning. Lexi aims to be at the gym by 6 a.m. in order to leave by 8. As a competitive bodybuilder, she is dedicated to those hours in the gym, building muscles and pushing through weak spots in order to win. By the time she has finished her workout, she is upbeat and motivated for the rest of her day. After a brief stop at her favorite shop for a protein shake, Lexi throws herself into the busy life of a vet student. With the help of a planner, she navigates her classes and homework. The life of a vet student can be very hard, with much to learn and do each day. Although it is tempting to put studies and homework first, Lexi values balance in her life and strives to meet all her goals instead of just focusing on a few. Her day is punctuated with carefully structured meals designed for her body's physical and mental needs, including at least 2 protein shakes every day. If she chooses not to go to a store for a protein shake, she brings her own. Despite the strict diet, Lexi loves every minute of her regimen because each step helps bring her closer to a bodybuilding win. Although her days are packed with classes, homework, and barbells, Lexi is enjoying life and always working toward who she wants to be. She loves good health for both pets and people, and she is excited about working toward her future. Her hard work has paid off. On top of being a nutritionist and personal trainer, she also won first place in the novice class for NPC Iron Horse 2019 and third place in the bikini competition. She offers some advice to those who also dream of changing their life and health. My best advice as a personal trainer and a nutritionist is to find what works for you. Don't go into 4-week diets. Instead, find wholesome foods that you love to eat. Try to create a balance between your health and your lifestyle. If you want pizza, eat that slice. One slice won't make you gain weight any more than 1 minute of cardio will make you lose weight. Create consistency for your body. Lexi Rodriguez has a spectacular future ahead of her, providing good health for both animals and humans as she strives to attain all her goals. We look forward to seeing where her life takes her, from stage to school to clinic. Follow her journey on Instagram by clicking on the link below. Why do cats like catnip so much? By A.M. Kuska. Crack open a tub of dried catnip or rub some fresh catnip leaves, and you'll be sure to please a feline or two in your house. Watching cats' antics when they smell catnip can be hilarious. But have you ever wondered why they act this way? The secret to cats' love for catnip is nipetylactone. Catnip produces this oil in the stem and leaves. When cats smell it, it triggers pheromone receptors in their brains, giving the cats a feeling of overwhelming happiness. Catnip is comparative to psychedelics in humans, but don't worry. The effects wear off very quickly, and after a few minutes, cats will ignore the catnip for a while. It may take a couple of hours for them to become interested in it again after enjoying it the first time. If you have a cat who isn't interested in catnip, you're not alone. The ability to respond to catnip is hereditary. It's estimated between 50% and 75% of cats can sense the oils in catnip, while the rest can't, and therefore don't react. Another factor at play may be where you got the catnip. Ornamental catnips for use in the garden are bred to have very little nipetylactone, which means they won't attract cats. Instead, order catnip plants designed for pets. Collect wild catnip if it is native in your area, or get dried catnip from the pet store to see if your cat reacts to it. Catnip presents no harm. If your cat purrs and rolls about on catnip leaves, enjoy it. The Street Dog Foundation by Lauren Hodges. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of stray animal rescue groups in the United States, and most of them are absolutely incredible. The Street Dog Foundation in Tennessee is one that deserves some special recognition. Many organizations are taking in stray dogs, but the Street Dog Foundation is doing some particularly impressive work to get strays off the street and into their forever homes. The foundation was founded by Kent and Melanie Pafford after they visited a shelter in Memphis and saw all the injured, sick, and unadoptable pups that were scheduled to be euthanized instead of rehabilitated. Their foundation takes in any stray dog for which they have space, no matter the animal's physical or mental state. They are a no-kill organization that works with volunteers to rescue strays and, after rehabilitation, to place them in foster homes while seeking adopters. The foundation takes in all breeds. They don't turn away from the aggressive, injured, or hard-to-catch strays. They walk calmly and patiently towards every dog to rescue them and show them the love they deserve. Many people give up after a day or so of trying to get hold of a tough pooch, but not this team. They believe all animals deserve a forever home, even the ones who are initially resistant to it. The foundation tells all the stories of their pups on their website, so be sure to check it out for some tear-jerking happy tales. There is nothing sweeter than reading these animals' before and after stories. While you're on the SDF website, be sure to look into all the ways that you can support their efforts. This organization is nonprofit, so they do not receive government funding for their work. All of their funds come from donations. Anything you can donate can help. If you live in the Memphis area and are interested, you can apply to foster one of their rescues. You could provide all their general care and show them the love they should have gotten from the start, while the organization searches for an adoptive home to take them in permanently. Potential adopters undergo a rigorous background check. These pups have been through so much as it is. The foundation wants to ensure their new homes are a good fit. There is nothing more exciting than seeing amazing people do amazing things for animals, and the Street Dog Foundation is no exception. Next time you're in Tennessee, try to pass through to visit their pups, show them some love, and ask what you can do to help.
We'll be right back with more pet candy. Hey pet parents, check out the Renee Machel Show, exclusively on Pet Candy. Join Renee and Machel to talk about life, love, and everything in between. Check it out at mypetcandy.com.
All Trails, the ultimate app for the adventuring humans and dogs, by Lexi. So, you and your dog love to explore new places, whether it be nature trails or hikes, but you've run out of places to go. Think again. All Trails is the ultimate app if you and your furry friend love to explore nature, go for different kinds of hikes, and want to explore new places without getting lost. What is the All Trails app? Discover over 100,000 trails anywhere in the world with All Trails. Not only does it tell you about the trails around you, but it also categorizes them by skill level, beginner to expert. It includes trail length, map details showing you where you are and where you need to end up, and how long the trail will take you to complete. You can see other people's ratings and comments for each trail. If you like exploring new places but don't like to be uncertain about where you are, you need to download this app. It shows you the trail you're on, where it leads you, and it can help you get back on track if you happen to get lost. This is a great option if your dog is just as adventurous as you are. You can explore trekking possibilities wherever you happen to be. If you feel like taking a 2-hour road trip somewhere, type in that location and the app will pull up all the nature trails in that area. Filter the results by experience level, time length, or reviews. How much does the All Trails app cost? Depending on what kind of hiker, biker, runner, or trail walking junkie you are, All Trails has a plan for you. The basic version of the app is free, but if you're into hardcore hiking, walking, or biking and you want the more advanced features, you can purchase All Trails Pro for $29.99 a month. What is the All Trails Pro app? The All Trails Pro version is an affordable way to get even more out of your All Trails app. If you and your four-legged friend are up for some tough adventures, this is the app for you. Here are the features you'll get with All Trails Pro. Explore new trails without the fear of getting lost. See your exact GPS location and make sure you stay on track. Never miss a turn with push notifications. If you take a wrong turn, you'll instantly get a notification to help you get back on track. Stay connected with a lifeline. Specifically designed for those who love exploring, this feature is a real-time tracker that helps you share your location with friends and family so you can explore safely. Time to explore the world around you. If your goal for 2021 is to do more hiking, walking, cycling, or running, and you want to explore as many new nature trails as possible, you need to download All Trails now. This app is a great way for you and your dog to explore the world around you and create new memories together. Download it for either iOS or Android devices and get to exploring. What you need to know about ticks, by Melissa Evans, LVT, VTS, ECC. Ticks act as vectors of many diseases that can affect humans and other mammals. A vector is any living creature that can transfer disease to another living thing. Lyme disease is not only the most common tick-borne disease, but is also the most common vector-borne disease in the U.S. Ticks also spread Rocky Mountain spotted fever, anaplasmosis, babesiosis, ehrlichiosis, and other less common illnesses. Ticks are ectoparasites, organisms that live on the outside of another animal, feed on the host's blood. Gross, right? These little vampires require a blood meal to survive. Ticks feed on mammals, birds, and occasionally reptiles or amphibians. Ticks are not insects. They are arachnids, like spiders. They have 8 legs and do not fly or jump. Adult ticks are only 3 to 5 millimeters long. They have an oval body that becomes engorged with blood as they feed. Their head contains mouth parts that are specifically for piercing skin to get a blood meal. They also have a tiny feeding tube which they insert to ingest the blood. There are 4 stages to a tick life cycle, and each requires that they have a host and therefore a blood meal before moving into the next stage. Ticks start as eggs. When they hatch, they are in the larval stage. Once they have their first blood meal, they grow into their 3rd stage, known as nymphs, before finally becoming adults. Ticks can take up to 3 years to complete their life cycle. Most ticks die because they are unable to find a host to provide a blood meal. Ticks are found outdoors, usually in tall grasses or thick brush in marshes and woods. Being unable to fly or jump, they find their hosts by sensing body heat and vibrations in an action known as questing. They position themselves on their back pairs of legs on the tips of grass or leaves and use specialized hairs on their front legs to feel for a host that might walk by. If the host brushes the plant, the tick will use its front legs to climb onto the passing animal and find a patch of skin where they can bite and latch on. Ticks can attach to any part of the body, but will often attach to legs and armpits on humans. In dogs and other animals, they often attach around the ears, base of the tail, and legs. Most humans and pets are infected from the bites of juvenile ticks in the nymph stage. These nymphs are extremely small, smaller than a poppy seed, so you may not even notice they are there. These nymphs are most active in the spring and summer months. Adult ticks are much larger and thus more likely to be discovered and removed before being able to pass on the disease. The adult ticks tend to be more active during the fall. How do ticks transmit disease? The organisms that transfer disease are found in the tick's saliva. When the tick latches onto a host, it secretes a small amount of saliva which has anesthetic properties, so the host is unaware that the tick is feeding. It also produces a sticky, glue-like substance that helps it remain attached. It inserts its feeding tube into the very small cut it has made and begins feeding on the host's blood. As the tick feeds, the infectious organisms in the saliva enter the host's bloodstream and cause infection. It usually takes 24 to 48 hours for a tick to infect the host. Ticks do not usually ingest enough blood for blood loss to be a problem, but in rare cases or in very small animals, ticks can cause anemia.
We'll be right back with more pet candy.
Hey, this is Dr. Julio Alonso, and I'm here to tell you about my new show on Pet Candy TV. You can learn all about how to take the best care of your pets. Stream at My Pet Candy 24/7 on YouTube, iTunes, and most other video platforms.
What are the signs of a tick-borne disease? Each tick-borne disease has different symptoms, but there are some similarities. Fever and lethargy are common in most of the illnesses. Lyme disease usually causes lameness and joint swelling. In humans, the bite of a tick infected with Lyme disease can trigger a telltale rash shaped like a bullseye. Although rare, some dogs suffer paralysis in response to tick bites due to a toxin that female ticks produce when they are feeding. It is important to see a doctor or veterinarian if you or your pet become ill after being bitten by a tick or after having been in areas where ticks are common. How to prevent tick-borne disease? The first step to avoiding tick-borne disease is prevention. There are 2 main preventatives for ticks in dogs. These come in an oral form, usually as a chewable tablet, or a topical form, either as a liquid that is placed right on your dog's skin or as a collar. There are also topical sprays and collars available to keep your cats tick-free. Your veterinarian will help you decide which is right for your pet. Humans can use an over-the-counter bug repellent to protect them from ticks. Do not use insect repellent made for humans on your pets. The two main ingredients in human insect repellent are DEET and picaridin. These are toxic to animals and can cause vomiting and seizures. If you are outside with your pet in an area that has the potential for ticks, try to keep them out of the tall grasses and shrubs that ticks like to hang out on. Owners should wear long pants and long sleeves to prevent ticks from having anywhere to latch on. When you get home, check your dog thoroughly for any ticks. Specifically, check their feet. Ticks like to hide between the toes, around and inside the ears, around the eyes, and under the tail. Run your hands along your dog's body, going in the opposite direction of hair growth to feel for any ticks. If you find a tick on yourself or your pet, remove it immediately. The faster you remove the tick, the lower the chance it will pass on a disease. Remember, it takes 24 to 48 hours for the tick to transmit the bacteria. If you remove the tick before that, it is unlikely that you or your pet will contract Lyme disease. There are videos on the internet that will show you the best way to remove a tick, or you can ask your veterinarian to demonstrate. It's important not to leave any bit of the tick attached, so the removal method is critical. There is also an option for a non-core vaccine for Lyme disease for your dog, which your veterinarian may suggest if your lifestyle and location warrant it. Check with your veterinarian if you think it may be appropriate for your dog. Help Our Planet: 5 Ways to Reduce Waste in Your Home by Lexi Farrell. These days, we are all much more conscious of how our actions affect the earth, and if we aren't, we should be. While we don't have to completely change the way we live, there are simple things we can do every day to reduce the waste in our homes that can have a lasting effect on the life of our planet. 1. Say goodbye to plastic water bottles. Plastic water bottles are the biggest issue creating waste that ends up in our landfills. While plastic is recyclable and you can bring the empty bottles back to a beverage center, some people don't take the time to do that, and they end up in the waste stream. Instead of buying plastic water bottles, choose a reusable water bottle or a to-go cup. Our favorite reusable water bottle is a hydro flask. They come in a variety of different sizes, and they keep your drinks cold forever. 2. Compost. If you find yourself throwing away a lot of uneaten food, fruit skins, eggshells, and food scraps, start composting. This is the greenest way to dispose of organic waste and indispensable if you are trying to grow a garden. Compost, known as black gold to gardeners, is one of the best fertilizers you can use. 3. Donate things. Don't throw them out. Shopping secondhand and donating things you want to get rid of are great ways to decrease waste. Whether it's clothing, dishes, kitchenware, shoes, bags, or anything you can imagine, provided it's still in usable condition, you can donate it to your local shelter or Goodwill or Salvation Army. This way, your items won't end up sitting in the landfills for years, and someone else can enjoy them. 4. Choose reusable grocery bags. While this is now required in some states like New York, switching to reusable bags when shopping is a great way to decrease our carbon footprint on this planet. Plastic grocery bags often end up in the streets, in our wildlife, and in our oceans, killing thousands of animals each year and contributing to climate change. 5. Shop at local farmers markets. Shopping at local farmers markets is a win-win situation. You'll be supporting a local business and reducing waste. Farmers grow everything locally, meaning that they don't create packaging waste and they don't use tractor trailers, trains, and planes to transport their goods long distances. Let's save our planet together. By working together and doing everything we can to reduce waste in our homes and our carbon footprint, we are doing so much more than just making our world cleaner. We are helping our planet live longer. 3 Simple Comforts for Your Aging Dog by A.M. Kuska. The world is currently full of talk about pandemic puppies, but there's something about our old, reliable friends who have been with us long before COVID-19 existed. Our old friends may be getting on in years, but we still love to pamper and spoil them. If you have an older pet, here are 3 comforts they love to have. Raised food and water bowls. Raising the food and water bowls a little can make it easier for dogs, especially larger ones, to reach their food. Raised bowls can be a great comfort for your pet, allowing them to eat and drink in peace, without debating whether flexing those sore joints is worth it. Orthopedic beds. A little extra padding is a big comfort to an older dog. Investing in a little extra cushioning so they can sleep in comfort will not only make them more comfortable when they are resting, but also when they get up again. Control the temperature. Older pets are less resilient to temperature changes, and their coats can thin out as they age. Although your pet may have been fine hanging out in the backyard all day in his youth, as his coat protects him less, he might find staying in much more comfortable. Help him stay comfortable by allowing him ready access to the indoors and plenty of ways to cool off on hot days. Dogs are loyal, wonderful friends. There's something to be said about a senior who has been with you through thick and thin. They've always been there for you, and a few comforts can show that you will also be there for them.
We'll be right back with more pet candy.
Hi everyone, Dr. Hunter Finn here. You might have seen me on TikTok or Instagram at Dr. Hunter Finn. I want to tell you about my new podcast, The Dr. Hunter Finn Show, on Pet Candy. This show is about things that interest me, bringing the most interesting news and events to you, and talking to really interesting and inspiring people who are trying to make this world a better place. Check me out on iTunes or a podcast platform of your choice.
Five Time-Saving Hacks by A.M. Kuska. Let's face it, we all want to work out more, eat homemade meals, and work on our own personal hobbies. Unfortunately, what stops us from achieving these things is usually time. It takes time to go to the gym, time to cook, and time to devote to our projects. It's often time we don't have. To improve our chances of following our dreams, the best option out there is to streamline our days to give us the best shot at getting that coveted spare time. Here are a few hacks that work, even for frazzled moms or career women on the go. Prep for the day on the night before. Let's face it, most of us aren't our best first thing in the morning. We're usually more alert at night. By choosing what we're going to wear, getting the coffee pot set up, and packing all the things we need when we leave home the next day, our mornings will go much more smoothly. Help yourself wake up faster. You can also cut down on those lost hours of fogginess by waking up faster. Open the curtains right away and expose yourself to sunlight. Sun naturally burns away melatonin, so you'll feel alert sooner. Drinking a glass of water can also speed up your waking process, as it kickstarts your metabolism. Avoid time sinks. You tell yourself you're just going to check something on Facebook for a quick mental break, and before you know it, 20 minutes have zoomed by. Social media is filled with distractions that make it easy to lose focus. If you can, avoid these time sinks entirely while you're working, or set a timer to remind you to exit after a few minutes. Delegate work. Like everyone else, you have your strengths and weaknesses. Do the things you are best at. If you are particularly bad at something, you may want to let other people help you. This might be letting older children help with chores, even if you know it won't be done right, or letting coworkers handle something instead of doing it yourself. Consolidate your errands. Do you always find yourself running to the store at the last minute for one specific ingredient? Try combining your trips so that you are no longer zooming out every 5 minutes or stopping on the way home every night for ingredients. If you can arrange to do your shopping while the kids are at karate or grab all your ingredients for the week at once, you'll save a lot of time. These hacks can help organize your life in small ways to make it easier to do what you want. There are also bigger things to consider, though. If your commute is very long, consider moving closer to work or finding a new job so you will spend less time traveling. When you start looking at your day objectively, you can often see where the problems lie, and saving time just gets easier. Thank you for listening to Pet Candy Magazine. Stay up to date with everything pet by following us at My Pet Candy.
It's Pet Candy.
Pet Candy. It's Pet Candy Radio.